Hey guys, this is DT Gaming. So we're gonna continue with the story of Flight 27. This is Chapter 3, The Crash. The plane begins to roll as the plane's speed increases. We can't gain control of the plane anymore. Screw this, says Robert. Alex, grab that yoke. We can try to slow the plane down and roll the plane more to the left. Robert, are you thinking about crashing into the ocean below? Alex said, yes, I am, replied Robert. Steven, if you wish to survive, I would sit down and shut up. I'll also release Jessica so she can warn the other passengers of our situation, Robert said. I'm not doing shit, replied Steve. She will remain tied and taped up. Let the passengers find out themselves. They need to know, Robert shouts. Fine. Keep at the yoke, both of you. I'll go tell them. Alright, listen up, all you. In case you haven't noticed that the plane right engine is out and we're all going to crash into the ocean below. Brace yourselves to shut up. I don't want to hear no screaming or hollering that, oh, I don't want to die. Guess what? We all gotta go sometimes, and it looks like it's your time to go. We're happy, I told them. What do you tell them? Asked Robert. After you left from there, they started hollering, said Robert. Oh, nothing, but the truth. We're going to crash and die. Never mind, just shut up. I need to concentrate, Robert replied. We're at 13,430 feet. We're falling several hundred feet every other minute. We need to slow down more if we're expected to survive this crash, Robert. We now are at 11,760 feet. Let me think, Alex, Robert says. Even if we kept the plane as low as possible, we won't be able to slow the plane down as much as we want to, or we will go right into a nosedive. I can't see a thing with all this rain. It appears to be getting darker, too. What if we lower the landing gear? Alex said. Can't do that, Robert said. There's no power going to the control panel, and it would only cause us to fall quicker. Robert, we're already 6,310 feet. We need to think fast, because we're running out of time. If my calculations are correct, Alex, that would mean we have about 15 minutes before crashing. Shit. We're still in the middle of the storm. Even if we do survive this crash, there's still a high probability that we can drown from the crashing waves below. Robert, there are a total of 7 life jackets in my bag. Steve opens the bag and removes the life jackets from it, closing the bag afterwards. Here, take them and put one on. Steve, there are only 7 jackets here. There are 11 of us here. Robert, 8 minutes until we crash, shouts Alex. Decide who gets the jacket and who dies. But before you decide, I will grab mine. Now, Robert, there are 6 jackets left. Robert, we're now 4,005 feet. Less than 5 minutes left, yelled Alex. Damn it, Steve. You're a real crooked bastard, you know that? If you're so worried about someone being left behind, why don't you just sacrifice yourself? Asked Steve. We're running out of time. Hurry and choose, Alex shouted. I know, Robert. The choice is yours. You can choose who lives and who dies. There's only 3 left. What does that mean? The rest dies, asked Robert. Life's a bitch, ain't it? Shouted Steve. You sick, demented bastard. You have no idea. The sight of blood really excites me, Robert, Steve shouts. I could crash this plane, killing you all and the rest of us just to stop what you're doing. You won't be able to hurt anyone anymore. Do you have any idea how much is riding on your decision right now? Steve asked. Crash land this plane or you regret whatever else you have in your mind. Robert, we have 3 minutes left. We're not going to survive this crash, Alex shouts. We will, Alex. Have faith in. Steve, take that duct tape off Jessica and untie her now. Fine, it's done. I've been trying to tell you there are 2 more jackets in the flight deck compartment. That leaves 8 jackets then. Jessica replied. Hurry, put these jackets on all the passengers and tell them to hold on tight to something. Alex, grab that yoke. Pull as hard as you can. I do the same with this yoke. Pull the flaps down. to try and raise the nose off of the plane. Robert, all the passengers got their jackets on. Good. Wait, where's your jacket? Robert shouts. I don't need one, Robert. I care for the passengers. It's my job. Robert, 30 seconds until we hit the bottom, shouted Alex. Everyone hold on to something. Pull harder, Alex. We need to raise the balloon higher. Upon impact, the plane shakes so violently that the tail section of the plane tears completely apart, with the wings shattering into many large pieces. Inside the flight deck, the window shatters as water gushes through the broken window, pulling onto the floor. Sparks coming from the wires inside the control panel. Robert's head had crashed into the yoke, which had caused a large gash above his right eye. Alex lies staring lifelessly towards the ceiling of the plane. A large chunk of glass had impaled Alex to his throat. Jessica lies with her head in the water, unconscious, as blood pours out of her deep gash in her left arm. Steve lies backwards on a chair that had broken from the crash. The gun that he had was now laying between Robert and Alex's body. A few hours has passed since the storm, and Robert slowly begins to gain consciousness. He moves his head and clenches his teeth tightly as sharp pain pierces his temple from the gash above his eye. Looking around, he spots Alex lying near him. He sees the chunk of glass embedded into his throat and nudges his shoulder. Frantically, when Alex doesn't respond, he starts to sob as he realizes that his best friend is dead. He looks behind him, fighting his own pain, and sees Stevens unconscious in the broken chair, his gun abandoned in the water beside him. He grabs the gun and holds it tight as he pulls himself out of his own chair to assist Jessica. She's unconscious, and her left arm is tangled around the rope. The turbulence in the crash twisted it so tight that it's cutting into her arm, causing it to bleed. He sees her back rise and fell with her breathing. Breathes a sigh of relief. He lifts her up to keep the rising water out of her mouth and nose and slaps her face to try to wake her up. Jessica, come on, girl. You need to wake up. We need to check on the passengers. Jessica's eyes open gradually, and she stares at Robert. What happened? She asks, and lets out a gasp as pain shoots through her arm. My arm hurts so bad. I know everything will be alright. Hang in there. I'm going to try to get this rope off your arm. Okay? He says. Your head, she says, as she gains her senses enough to see the blood pouring down Robert's face. You're bleeding too. Don't worry about me, he says. I need to stop your bleeding. He looks around to find something, anything he can use to stop her bleeding. He spots the sparks shooting out of the control panel and looks back to Jessica. I have an idea, he says, but it's going to hurt like hell. Nothing can hurt worse than it does now, she says, gritting her teeth against the pain. He looks back to the wires and tells her his plan. I can try to use the wires from the control panel, he says. The wires might be hot enough to cauterize the wound and hopefully stop the bleeding. No, she said, that won't work. Why not try using one of the bullets from the gun's chamber? Try to break one of the caps off the bullet and use the gunpowder from it, she suggested. Put the gunpowder into the wound and use the sparks from the wire to ignite the powder. He takes the gun and opens the gun's chamber, removing a single bullet from the chamber and puts the bullet into his hands, thinking himself on how to break the cap off the bullet. He checks around his surroundings and sees a small box lying on the floor under the control panel. Pulls himself towards the box and hopes that there was something inside that he could use. Grabbing the box and pushing on the tab, to open the box. Sighing with relief, he finds a pair of pliers in the box. Thinking to himself that it would work to get the cap off the bullet, he grabs the bullet and twists the cap as hard as he can, while trying not to cause too much pressure so the bullet doesn't explode in his hands. After a few minutes of fiddling with the bullet, with it being a success, he pours the gunpowder in her wound. This going to hurt. Just do it, Robert. I'm prepared for it. And you might want to bite down as hard as you can on this cloth. Do it already, okay? Hold on, brace yourself. He puts the exposed wire into Jessica's wound, igniting the gunpowder. The burning pain from the burning gunpowder caused her to kick violently. She spits out the cloth and screams out loud. The scream was so loud that it woke Stephen out of unconsciousness. What happened? Wait, looking for this? Robert pointed at the gun. Now, you don't move. I'm in charge now, so shut the fuck up and let me work on Jessica so I can save her. You're forgetting one thing, Robert. I told you one thing that happens to me, you'll regret it. I need to do this or she will die, Robert shouted. What are you looking for? Robert asked. You're forgetting that I have the gun, said Robert. I know you do, but so do I, Robert. How is that possible? He asked, curiously. You're forgetting about the other gun that was under the control panel, Steve replied. Damn it, that's right. Now hand over the gun, yelled Steve. Fine, here. Good, now back away from her. What? Why? Robert demanded. If I don't finish this, she will die. She sacrificed herself and should remain sacrificed. That was her decision. She was drowning, Steve. She is still alive. Right. And she's dying, too. If you don't start treating yourself, you will die, too. I will take care of myself after I take care of her first. Even if you cauterize that wound of hers, it's not going to stop the infection that will soon set in her arm. Except from removing the arm of hers. What do you suggest, Steve? Robert asked. There's nothing you can do, replied Steve. Listen to the bastard. He's right. You need to help the other passengers. Forget about me. Damn it, Jessica. What about your 3 children? Think about them. I can't move on, Robert. Even if you manage to stop the bleeding, the infection would kill me slower. Please just stop. Thank you for all you did to save me, she replied. Wait, I'm not giving up on you. What do you think you're going to find? Stephen asked. Anything sharp enough to use as a blade to cut her arm off. Robert crawls through the flight deck door, staring at the people that were left. Robert notices that the whole back part of the plane is completely gone, leaving a large opening in the back. Looking at the back end, Robert sees a sharp metal object hanging from above from the torn part of the plane. Robert tries to holler out, hoping to get a response from any of the passengers remaining. If there's anyone alive, please respond. Steve, I know you like killing. Please don't let me suffer anymore. I'm still bleeding and I'm becoming weaker. Please, Steve, begging Jessica. Just shoot me. End it quick. I do love to kill, but to watch you suffer brings me more joy. Please, I can't stand the pain. I'm starting to feel cold. Ah, yes, that cold sensation you're feeling is from losing too much blood. Steve lifts the gun and points it at Jessica's head. Just as he was about to squeeze the trigger, Robert rushes in and smashes Steve's face with his closed fist, causing him to miss the shot and knocking Steve on his ass. What the fuck you doing, Steve? Yelled Robert, clenching both of his fists. Hey, she begged me to shoot her. I was just doing her a favor. Why did you stop him? Jessica asked. Please, Robert, just stop this pain. Hang on, Jessica, I can save you. No, I don't want to go through that type of pain. Please let me go. Damn it, at least let me finish cauterizing the room. There, that should stop the bleeding. Why are you so persistent in saving me? Asked Jessica. I'm sorry I just couldn't let you die. Oh, how touching. Now stand up, both of you. No more games. Now get walking. Find out where we are, Robert. Let me get the surviving passengers. Oh, look at that. Where did the back end of the plane go? Steve asked. Gone. Must have broken off from the crash. Robert replied. 3 passengers went too. There's 6 passengers left. Stephen's mouth dropped as if he saw a ghost. What's wrong? Robert asked. Nothing is wrong, Jessica. I know you're in a lot of pain, but can you check on the passengers' conditions? Robert asked. I could try, replied Jessica. I will check on the bags for the first aid equipment and hopefully medicine as well for you. Robert, looks like 2 passengers had died, Jessica shouts. Steve scans the back where Joe would have been, thinking to himself that he must have disappeared along with the back of the plane. He begins to panic, looking curiously, mumbling about a bag. What are you talking about? Asked Robert. That's enough. It's time to leave this plane. I'm not done searching for these bags. Oh, you're done, Robert, because I said so. If any of you want to stay here, then stay. Don't doesn't bother me. Either way, if you're coming, then leave now and follow us. That concludes chapter 3.